Have you ever wondered if the month you were born holds a deeper message about your soul's path? What if the creature your spirit resonates with most isn't the one you've always imagined? Within ancient Buddhist philosophy, hidden patterns reveal how each soul aligns with nature not through fantasy, but through the subtle energies of karma, dharma, and awakening. Each being carries a distinct spiritual frequency, and the month of your birth often reflects the qualities of a sacred animal whose traits mirror your inner nature. These animals are not chosen by chance. They are symbols born of centuries of contemplative wisdom, embodying focus, power, gentleness, and transformation. Today, you are invited to meet the creature that walks beside your spirit, not through superstition, but through a lens of timeless spiritual truth. If you were born in January, the spirit that walks with you is the snow panther, a creature cloaked in mystery and revered for its solitary grace. The snow panther moves silently across the world's highest mountains, rarely seen, yet deeply respected. You too are called to walk a quiet path, not for isolation's sake, but because your soul finds clarity in stillness. In the Buddhist path, you mirror the practice of right vision, seeing through illusions, perceiving not just what is visible, but what lies beneath. You possess a rare kind of insight, one that's not shaped by the noise of the world, but sharpened by experience and quiet reflection. You're not drawn to superficial things. Instead, you trust your inner compass, which often leads you to truths others overlook. Like the snow panther, your power lies not in dominance, but in your silent determination. You don't need to be loud to lead. People recognize your depth simply by being in your presence. You understand the sacred value of walking alone when necessary, not from loneliness, but from knowing that growth often requires solitude. Your spirit does not retreat, it rises inward. You carry an energy that feels ancient, like someone who has walked this earth before, always seeking meaning. You are a quiet force, never rushing, never begging for attention. In Buddhist thought, your presence alone becomes a kind of teaching, one that inspires through stillness and depth. If you were born in February, your soul echoes the spirit of the crane, symbol of serenity, spiritual balance, and inner wisdom. The crane glides across skies and waters with measured grace. There's nothing forced about its motion, only pure intention. Likewise, your journey is not about speed. It's about harmony, knowing when to move and when to remain still. Buddhist teachings speak of the concept of skillful means, responding wisely and compassionately to what arises. You are gifted in this. You walk the middle path, avoiding extremes not out of fear, but out of understanding. You sense when to yield and when to stand firm. Your life unfolds with purpose, never wasted, always aligned. There's a quiet strength in you, like someone who has lived many lives and returned with lessons etched into their soul. You may not always speak first, but when you do, others listen. Your words carry calm, your actions soothe unrest. You are not here to shake the world with noise, but to bring peace to the spaces you enter. The crane is seen in Buddhist imagery as a being who dwells in both the earthly and spiritual realms. This is your gift. You move through daily life while staying connected to the sacred. People may not always understand how you keep your balance amidst chaos, but that's your nature. Your strength lies in your poise. You remind others that gentleness is not weakness, that steadiness is its own kind of courage. You are the one who brings clarity without shouting, and love without condition. If you were born in March, the spirit of the tiger runs through you, a fierce guardian of truth, a soul unafraid of battle when righteousness calls. In Buddhist tradition, the tiger is not merely a hunter. It is a protector of sacred truths, a force that defends what is good and just. You possess a deep well of courage, not the kind that demands recognition, but the kind that quietly refuses to back down. Your compassion is not passive. It is fiery. You act not just from the heart, but with clarity and power. You were born to face storms head-on, not to fight for the sake of conflict, but to bring transformation where others fear to tread. In Buddhist thought, this is the path of enduring, patience not waiting passively, but standing strong in the face of adversity. You have walked through fire more than once, not as a victim, but as someone who rises from every fall, more awake than before. Like the tiger weaving through thick forests, you carry both grace and might. Your presence cannot be ignored. You command space, not through fear, but through truth. You are not here to blend in. You are here to wake others up. Your spirit has the power to turn pain into purpose, to take raw emotion and shape it into wisdom. People are drawn to your strength, but it is your authenticity that truly empowers them. You carry the fire of the spiritual warrior one who lives not to conquer, but to liberate. You do not follow paths blindly. You create them, igniting light in dark places and leading others into their own awakening. If you were born in April, the majestic elephant walks beside your soul. In Buddhist tradition, the elephantess, especially the white elephant, is revered as a symbol of memory, awakening, and noble strength. This creature does not hurry. It knows where it is going. It moves with dignity and quiet power. You are the same. You do not seek praise. You don't need it. Your presence speaks volumes. There is a timeless wisdom within you, something that feels older than this life. You carry lessons learned across many journeys of the spirit, and you offer these, not through lectures, but through example. People trust you because you are stable. You don't panic. You don't rush. When others feel lost, you become a sanctuary of calm. In Buddhist teachings, you embody mindful awareness, living with care, remembering that every step we take leaves a trace. You understand the weight of your choices, and you move with purpose, never wastefully. Your strength is not loud, it uplifts. You are here not to overpower others, but to hold space for them, to be a silent force of love and wisdom. You make others feel seen and safe, and yet you ask for little in return. Your humility is not a lack of power, but a sign of its mastery. You are a keeper of sacred truths, not because you recite them, but because you live them. The path of the elephant is one of steady grace, teaching others through patience, trust, and spiritual resilience. If you were born in May, your spirit walks alongside the deer, an emblem of grace, intuition, and deep compassion in the Buddhist world. This creature does not assert itself by force, but by presence. It feels the energies around it, listens to the silence, and responds with gentleness. So do you. In Buddhist tradition, the deer is tied to the origins of the Buddhist teachings, the deer park, where the first truths were spoken aloud. Just like that sacred moment, your presence has the ability to awaken others. You may not even realize it, but your very being soothes those in turmoil. You bring light where there is heaviness, not through effort, but through the quiet purity of your heart. You embody karuna, the active wish to ease suffering, not just in yourself, but in everyone you meet. This compassion flows from you so naturally that people often feel healed simply by being near you. You sense pain before it is spoken. You respond without hesitation. Your kindness is not performative. It is a way of life, like the deer navigating the forest. You move carefully, attuned to both beauty and danger, but your gentleness should never be mistaken for fragility. To remain open-hearted in a harsh world is a radical strength. You are not here to dominate, but to demonstrate that love, when practiced with devotion, can be a force more powerful than fear. Your soul's lesson may be to protect your light, to give without being drained, to care without losing yourself. You are here to be a refuge, a soft presence that teaches others how to feel again, how to listen, and how to love without conditions. If you were born in June, the spirit that dances through your soul is the monkey, a symbol of intellect, curiosity, and spiritual potential waiting to be refined. In Buddhist lore, the monkey mind represents restlessness, jumping from thought to thought. Yet when this energy is harnessed, it becomes brilliance. You are naturally quick-thinking, witty, and deeply inquisitive. You are the kind of soul who needs to understand not just the outer world, but the inner dimensions of feeling and thought. Your mind leaps across ideas with a speed that others struggle to follow. And yet, within you lies the profound potential to turn that movement into mindfulness. Your path is not about suppressing this energy. It's about transforming it, learning how to turn scattered thoughts into sacred insights. When your curiosity finds focus, you become a force of wisdom and innovation. You are able to see patterns, to connect things others miss, to find truth in unexpected places. There's also a hidden wisdom in your laughter. You use humor not to distract, but to reveal. You see through false appearances. You challenge ego with a smile. Underneath your playfulness is a depth of experience, an ability to teach through stories, questions, and joyful exploration. You are not bound by one path. You are here to dance with life, to learn through movement, to guide others out of their own chaos, not by controlling them, but by showing that transformation is possible, even in the most uncertain moments. If you were born in July, the creature that mirrors your soul is the phoenix, a mystical symbol of rebirth, spiritual fire, and transcendence. Though not always visible, the phoenix's story echoes through Buddhist teachings on impermanence, suffering, and transformation. You were not born to avoid hardship. You were born to rise from it. Over and over again, your life has asked you to let go of what was, to surrender to the unknown, and to be reborn. This is not a flaw in your path. It is your path. In Buddhist thought, fire is purification, and you have known the burning. You've walked through loss, endings, and the crumbling of identities. Yet each time, you've emerged more luminous. Your pain has not destroyed you, it has carved space for your awakening. You embody anicca, the truth of impermanence. You understand what others resist, that change is not the enemy, but the sacred rhythm of life. You do not cling to who you were yesterday. You embrace who you are becoming. This courage gives you a spiritual authority that can't be taught. Others may see your strength and not know the fires that shaped it. But you remember, and through your journey, you offer hope. You show the broken that they are not lost. You show the weary that they, too, can rise. The phoenix in you burns with sacred intention. Your presence awakens others, not through comfort, but through truth. You are the soul who knows that something must die for something greater to be born. If you were born in August, the lion stands as your spiritual counterpart, being of fearless presence, radiant strength, and sacred authority. In Buddhist wisdom, the Buddhist teachings were called the lion's roar, a voice so true it could not be ignored. You carry this voice. Whether spoken or unspoken, your presence speaks clearly. You do not demand respect. You earn it by standing firmly in your truth. You don't act from ego. You act from alignment with what is right. You lead not because you desire power, but because your soul is called to uphold justice, compassion, and inner order. The lion does not roar constantly. It knows when to act and when to rest. You, too, carry this wisdom. You are capable of enormous strength, but you do not waste your energy on performance. When you speak, others listen. When you move, others follow not out of fear, but because you inspire them to rise. You live with vira, spiritual valor. Your courage comes not from recklessness, but from deep knowing. You understand that real leadership is about service not to the self, but to a greater principle. Your confidence is never arrogance. It is rooted in devotion to truth. People often turn to you in moments of doubt. You are a protector of what matters. You walk tall, not to be admired, but to remind others of their own dignity. You lead with fire and heart, showing the world that real strength is compassionate, just, and anchored in love. You are not just a leader. You are the roar that wakes the sleeping soul. You are the presence that brings order to chaos and calls others to stand in their light. If you were born in September, the spirit that reflects your inner essence is the owl, a symbol of deep perception, timeless wisdom, and spiritual clarity. In many Buddhist contemplative traditions, the owl is a keeper of secrets, a guardian of the unseen, and a guide through the mysteries of the dark. You possess an inner stillness that sees what others miss. Where others are distracted by surface noise, you listen for what is unspoken. You observe rather than react. You understand that beneath every word is an intention, and behind every appearance lies a deeper truth. In Buddhist mysticism, this perception is known as prana, intuitive wisdom that flows not from logic, but from presence. You are not loud. You don't need to be. Your presence alone carries a certain knowing, a calm assurance that cuts through confusion. People often feel more clear just by being around you, like the owl gliding silently through the night. You navigate life with poise and focus. You are not in a rush. You value reflection over reaction, depth over drama. Your insight can feel otherworldly at times, as if you see not just what's happening, but why it's happening. You are a seeker of hidden truths, a soul drawn to the spaces others avoid, the mysteries, the paradoxes, the unanswered questions. You are comfortable in silence, because that's where your wisdom speaks the loudest. Others may come to you for advice without even realizing why. It's because your vision is sharp, your guidance honest, and your perspective unclouded by ego or emotion. You are not swayed by appearances. You sense what is real. Your path is one of vision, of trusting your intuition, and of walking forward even when the way is not fully lit. The owl within you does not fear the dark. It was born to move through it and to teach others how to see in the places they once feared to look. If you were born in October, your guiding spirit is the wolf, an emblem of loyalty, intuitive leadership, and sacred guardianship. In the Buddhist view of spiritual communities, or sangha, the wolf represents the balance between individuality and collective harmony. You are someone who protects what matters. Your love runs deep, and your devotion to your tribe, whether family, friends, or chosen communities, fierce and unwavering. You are not just present, you are accountable. People can count on you, because your loyalty isn't just emotionally spiritual, but you are not blindly attached. Your loyalty is intelligent. You can sense energies. You feel when something is right or wrong without needing to analyze it. Your instincts are powerful. They guide your decisions, your boundaries, and your path. Like the wolf who travels both alone and in a pack, you understand the rhythm of connection and solitude. You know when to stand beside others, and when to walk alone to recharge your spirit. This balance makes you resilient. You don't lose yourself in others, and you don't abandon them either. In Buddhist teachings, your role resembles that of the guardian of truth. You watch over your circle, not by control, but by example. You embody integrity, encouraging others to be honest with themselves and true to their path. Your strength is not in domination, but in devotion. You lead from within. People trust you, not because you speak the loudest, but because you speak with conviction and live with heart. You remind us that protection is not about control, it's about care. Your journey is one of remembering that your presence is your power. You are the wolf who keeps the fire burning, the one who watches while others rest, the one who listens deeply and responds with wisdom that comes from both instinct and experience. If you were born in November, your spiritual mirror is the Cobra, ancient symbol of power, sacred transformation, and inner awakening. In many Buddhist legends, the Cobra, or Naga, is a creature of reverence, one that protected the Buddha in his meditation, shielding him from storm and distraction. You hold a deep, mysterious energy. Others might not always understand you, but they feel you. There's a presence in you that commands attention, not through noise, but through something primal and unshakable. You carry a coiled intensity beneath your calm, like a spiritual energy waiting to rise. This energy is the Kundalini, the latent force that resides within us all. In your case, it is more accessible, more powerful, and often more intimidating both to others and to yourself. Your life path is one of transformation. You don't settle for surface truths. You dive into shadow, into fear, into silence because you know that is where real change begins. You are not afraid to face what others avoid, whether it's emotional pain, inner conflict, or spiritual doubt. You confront it head on, and through this process, you awaken parts of yourself and others that have long been dormant. In Buddhist philosophy, the Cobra teaches us that protection is not about aggression, it is about clarity, presence, and mastery of one's energy. You are here to hold space for the sacred, to stand in the fire without being consumed, and to guide others through their own rebirth. Your complexity is not a weakness, it is your gift. You carry both darkness and light, and you know that both are necessary for the full spectrum of wisdom. You don't fear intensity, you are intensity, but it is focused, intentional, and deeply rooted in purpose. November-born souls remind us that true power comes from knowing oneself deeply, embracing all that we are, and choosing to use that power to awaken, protect, and transform. If you were born in December, the spirit of the bear walks with you, a symbol of introspection, endurance, and quiet strength. Just as the bear retreats into the stillness of winter, you too understand the power of pausing, reflecting, and listening to what lies beneath the surface. In Buddhist meditation, this is known as samatho, the practice of calm, abiding a state of deep mental clarity, born of inner silence. You possess this clarity. You don't rush. You don't react without reason. You pause, you reflect, and when you move, it's with unwavering purpose. Your strength is subtle. Not everyone sees it, but those who do never forget it. You are the one others turn to when the world feels uncertain. Your grounded energy creates a space where others can breathe again. Think clearly, and remember what matters. Like the bear gathering energy during winter, you know how to conserve your vitality, when to rest, and when to rise. Your presence is not constant noise, it is measured wisdom. You don't need to prove yourself. Your actions speak when words fail. You are protective, not possessive. You offer shelter, not control. You embody the energy of a soul that has walked through many seasons and understands that every cycle of joy, loss, stillness, and growth has its time. Your path is one of steadiness, of holding space for others while remaining deeply rooted in your own truth. You don't follow the pace of the world, you follow the rhythm of your soul, and through that, you become a teacher not through preaching, but through your presence. December-born spirits show us that true strength is patient, that deep wisdom grows in silence, and that peace is not something we chase, it is something we become. All across the 12 months, from the solitude of the snow panther to the spiritual rebirth of the phoenix, from the wisdom of the owl to the still strength of the bear, these spirit animals are not just metaphors, they are mirrors. Each one reflects a specific path, a sacred frequency of the soul, walking toward awakening. This is not mythology. This is symbolic language for a deeper spiritual truth. In Buddhist wisdom, we are reminded that nothing exists in isolation. Each being, each energy, is interconnected. The creature that represents your birth month is not separate from you, it's an echo of your inner path. Its traits, its story, and its challenges are aligned with your own spiritual lessons in this lifetime. What the snow panther teaches you is not just how to walk in silence, but how to see in silence. What the crane offers is not just elegance, but how to live from balance. The tiger doesn't only roar, it reminds you to rise, even when broken. The elephant carries not only weight, but ancient knowing. The deer walks gently, and in doing so, it heals the space it touches. The monkey leaps, laughs, learns. but behind the playfulness is discipline waiting to emerge. The phoenix is not about fire, it is about the truth that nothing real can be burned away. The lion's roar is not a threat, it is a clarion call to truth. The owl doesn't just see through darkness, it invites you to become the light in it. The wolf teaches you to belong, but not lose yourself. The cobra asks you to confront what others flee and to use that sacred energy, not to destroy, but to transform. The bear retreats not out of weakness, but to remember who it is, to gather strength in silence and return more aligned. These are not just poetic ideas. They are doorways. They are sacred blueprints to guide you through your spiritual evolution. They hold lessons about how to live, love, struggle, lead, let go, and rise again. And in each lesson, you are invited not to become like the animal, but to recognize what was already within you all along. We are not here to become something else. We are here to remember. We are here to awaken to the compassion of the deer, the vision of the snow panther, the power of the lion, the grace of the crane, the clarity of the owl, the transformation of the phoenix. When you face resistance in your life, look to your spirit animal for guidance. Ask yourself, what would this creature do? How would it breathe, act, respond, or rest? Would the bear fight the storm, or would it retreat in stillness until the time was right? Would the tiger suppress its fire or channel it into purpose? Would the crane rush into chaos or glide through it with deliberate poise? Would the cobra be ashamed of its depth or protect it like a sacred temple? These animals do not apologize for what they are. They simply are, fully, freely, naturally. And this is your invitation as well, not to mimic them, but to embody your truest nature with the same kind of quiet certainty. Too often, we chase roles and titles, afraid to be who we truly are. But your spirit animal doesn't care about status. It only asks, are you awake? Are you listening to your own soul? Are you honoring your essence? Not what the world told you to be, but what you know in your silence to be true. The way of the awakened soul is not always loud. Often, it's subtle. It's how you carry yourself in the face of pain. It's how you choose love, even when you're afraid. It's how you speak the truth when it's easier to stay silent. And that's the deeper teaching behind this journey. These animal spirits are not outside you. They are reminders of your own power, your own courage, your own wisdom. When you walk in alignment with their teachings, you are not invoking some external magic. You are activating the sacred memory that was written into your soul from the beginning. In Buddhist tradition, we often speak of the journey home not to a place, but to a state of being. These 12 paths, these 12 spirits, are all expressions of the same ultimate goal, returning to presence, to compassion, to the now. Whatever your birth month, you are not here by accident. The animal that walks beside you was chosen long before you were born, not as a symbol of fate, but as a compass. Its traits show you not who you must become, but what you must reclaim. Let that be your guide. Let the wisdom of your spirit animal remind you that everything you seek, clarity, courage, peace, transformation, is already within you. Let it call you back to your own sacred nature. Let it awaken you. And when the world grows loud, when life feels uncertain, or when you doubt your path, remember this: you do not walk alone. The silence of the snow panther, the grace of the crane, the fire of the tiger, the wisdom of the owl, the power of the lion, and the stillness of the bear live within you. They are not just symbols, they are your soul's companions. And now, it's time to walk your path with heart, with awareness, and with the sacred strength that has been yours all along.